What's up, Ronnie?
Ronald, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. And together, we're the Rons.
You know, speaking of together, I think of a great story back, oh gosh, you must have been in 6th grade when you had the really good idea to get a perm.
Yeah. Technically, it was 7th grade. Yeah, because it was middle school. I'm thinking that might help me become a little more popular in middle school. Didn't help. It actually went the other direction. Yeah, that's I don't know if it's quite funny. It's a little embarrassing.
It's funny.
But when we were growing up, there was a show, Growing Pains. And Kirk Cameron was the heartthrob of the time, you know, and as I just mentioned, I was nothing even close to any kind of heartthrob. So I thought, well, maybe this would help me, you know, maybe I'd get this perm, and it would somehow like get me looking good for middle school. It didn't happen, and it just so happens that my mom was a hairstylist. She had this in our basement. She had the hair salon in our basement. So I kind of, looking back on this, wonder, you know, was this me like trying to look like Kirk Cameron, or was it my mom, you know, using me as a guinea pig to see if perms, she could do perms on guys and look good or whatever, you know? It could have gone either way.
You know, that's such an interesting topic. The perm, the mullet. How many hairstyles were once popular that are now gone? I think that's something we should talk about right now. Now the mullet was cool, and I rocked the mullet, and I unlike my friend Ronald, I think I look pretty dang good in the mullet.
Here's the thing. Some people just can't pull off perms. Some people can't pull off mullets. I think that's the real key behind those kind of hairstyles, is that they look fantastic on some people, but on most of the population, they just don't look good at all. But the thing is, that group of the population, they have no idea they look terrible. Yeah, right?
The problem is that both of these hairstyles, you can't just walk into and say, I'm gonna try it, and if it doesn't work, change it, because the perm is short for permanent.
Right.
Meaning permanent curls. Yeah. So if you get a perm,
many months it took before that thing straightened out.
Oh yeah, Kirk didn't leave Ronald for a long time.
Why didn't I think like my pale skin, my freckles, and my braces? I mean, 7th grade perm. I just, you know, you gotta coordinate. It just didn't coordinate.
You know, thinking back on this, I think this was Ronald's way, or Ronald's mom's way of ensuring that Ronald will never have a girlfriend.
Yeah. But I learned that really quickly. That you know, that when that thing grew out and it was gone. But when you really think about it, you know, you see pictures of people on TV or in the movies who had these mullets or had the perms or even had the perm mullet. Yes. They look fantastic. But here's my theory. I think the people who look great with them, they actually don't even need hair to look good. I think those are the kind of people who look good bald.
I wonder though, if you took the celebrity out of that hairstyle, if it would just be another person with a perm or a mullet. And maybe that you're so infatuated, like George Clooney's a great example. I think he actually had the pullet, the perm mullet. He looked great with the perm mullet.
Yep.
And maybe when you were looking at pictures, you thought, wow, George Clooney is so dreamy, and therefore he looks good with the perm mullet. But really, if that were like Joe the doctor.
I'm comfortable in my own skin, you know? I mean, a good-looking guy, look good with that thing. But the reality is that, you know, most people, it just doesn't suit them.
And you know, the mullet I can see having a place, you know, more so than the perm. Because the mullet, if you don't like it, you could grow your hair long, cut it into mullet. If you look in the mirror and you're like, ooh, that's bad, you just chop the mullet.
What would you rather have? A perm or a mullet? If you really had to choose, like which one you do, I'll tell you. I tell you, you know.
What would you do?
I think I'd do the perm. You know,
you just got done saying how bad it looked on you, and you go back to it.
I think I could pull it off now. I think I could pull it off now. You know, we've talked about this. I was kind of a late bloomer, so maybe I bloomed a little bit. Maybe I could pull off the perm. Let us know. I mean, if you guys think I could pull off a perm, you know.
Have you ever been to like a bingo parlor and you see those old ladies with like that really tall, fluffy hair that's curly? That is exactly how I envision you with a perm today.
Yes.
I don't see it working, but that is a really good question. Like, if you had to choose, would you be a team perm person or a team mullet person? You and I can philosophize on this all day, but you know what? I think we need to go to the people.
Yeah, let's go find out. I think we should take it to the streets.
Hi, I'm just trying to see which one should make a comeback, the perm or the mullet. Does anyone have any preference? Yes, the mullet. Any preference, perm or mullet?
Mullet!
No, come on!
Yes.
either one.
Yeah! Perm or mullet, which do you prefer? Mullet. Yeah, team mullet. Hi, perm or mullet?
Perm or mullet?
Do you have a preference?
Perm. Yeah, I got a perm pound!
Definitely mullet.
Oh, the perm's coming back. Perm or mullet? Perm. Yeah! See?
Perm or mullet, any preference, people?
Mullet.
Yes.
Well, that was enlightening. It was very interesting to see people's opinions about this topic.
I know, no kidding. You know what this makes me think about is one thing that wasn't around when we were kids, where the perms and mullets were, is manscaping. I still don't get that. Why is that a thing? Like, why do people care so much about manscaping?
I got some opinions about that. We should totally do a show
Well,
on
let's
that one.
talk about it next time.
Click here if you want to learn about manscaping.
Let's do it.
Catch you guys later.
See ya.
Ronald, see ya.
Ronnie.